Yo, what's up? This is Splendid Radio on Far Side TV with a very special guest, Mr. Just Jones. What's
Yes,
happening with you, man?
sir. What up, Doug? Greg? C. Appreciate you having me on here.
All good, all good. You come highly recommended from the homeboy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So I
where
appreciate you for tapping in. So as we jump into it, what city are you from originally?
I'm from Detroit, Michigan, the East Side. Midwest.
That's right. So
That's
how'd you
home.
make your way to LA?
Uh, I got into songwriting among when I was like grinding, hustling in the music scene in Detroit, and I was writing for a couple artists who started working and getting flew out to LA, and so they would bring me along to little writing sessions and shit. And then I just made the move in 2017. I just made the move and just came out here.
That's dope. That's dope. I would my first time kind of experiencing some young ambitious cats back when DJ Ski um he used to have his he used to have a studio that was over off of not too far from the Hollywood Bowl, but I would see these little young cats and they'd have dope whips and
Hmm.
you kind of you like, damn, what do they do? And so I was at
Yeah.
a Starbucks and I saw them having a little meeting, and they were like, they're in there, they're like, they might have been 20 years old, but have some
Hmm.
cool whips and everything. I was like, you know what? And they're like, we're songwriters. And I was like,
Hmm.
damn. I was like, okay. And I've dealt with the entertainment industry for a while, but
Hmm.
I didn't understand. I understood it from an artist that raps and then he can make show money and then he'll
Hmm.
get his publishing. But I
Hmm.
really didn't get how, like, there was a younger generation of dudes that were like you didn't have to say, you didn't even have to sing really. You know what I'm saying? If you could
Hmm.
sing or if you could rap, it was all good. But really, you just needed to click up with somebody who uh was already kind of established
Yeah,
that just needed some energy around them. And like,
for
man, and
sure.
songwriting is really you in a studio.
Hmm.
You got cats that got these album budgets and things going on.
Hmm.
Uh, they might throw cats a little bit of bread, might not throw them too much bread, but
For
then
sure.
give them the points on the song, give them the publishing, and then that just rolls over. And then you get to your
100%.
showcases, and then you get to networking, and then
100%.
you get a little buzz going on, and you become known as somebody that's a writer. Like they want you in these rooms. Like
For sure.
I'll tell you the biggest example of cats that I've seen kind of come up on that kind of stuff, like the Eric Bellingers and all that kind, like those
Yes,
dudes,
100%. Grammy
like,
nominated,
hey,
plaques on the wall. Yeah, it's like
hey,
that. It's
hey.
like that.
But see, everything that's switched up, man. It's kind of hard to get around these Chris Browns and these kind of guys
Yeah,
nowadays, But they got other guys, but the game has just changed. You know what I'm saying? But
100%.
there's always the writer behind the artist, and it's been that way for years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, since Smokey Robinson, Barry Gordy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, tell me this: what's the first hip hop song that ever called out to you?
Mm. It might have been like Grills, Grills, Nelly, for
Okay.
what you looking at? I want to see your grill. I want to see what. I just remember being a kid and I was passing out these flyers with my dad for his business, and it was like a Hummer that just came, and that song was just playing. I was like, damn, that shit sounds sweet. Yeah, but like I'm from a younger generation. I ain't gonna lie. I was born in 1995, and my dad was more into old school music. He didn't even play rap in the house. Like he was totally against that when I was growing up. So when I started hearing it was in the early 2000s when Atlanta started taking over on the hip hop scene, and it was the melodies that caught my attention in the beats. And I was like, oh damn.
It's so funny you say that, man. I remember um doing a lot of touring like 97, like on up through the 2000s and all that, but just like heavy touring and like not really the luxurious version. I'm talking about a couple of tours, like uh 28 dates in 35 days type of tours. You know what I'm saying? Where you on a
Mhm,
tour bus,
mhm.
it's just a gang of dudes. You
Yeah,
going city to city, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You got some cool size venues and all that cracking off, but it's a lot of
Hmm.
the smaller markets and stuff like that during the middle of
For
the week and
sure.
whatnot. And I remember talking to my homeboy. He was from a pretty large group back in the '90s and whatnot.
Hmm.
And I remember us just saying, like, man, some people don't even have the stomach to do what we doing right now. You know what I'm saying? It just
Hmm.
kind of thug it out, and just slanging merch. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Man,
so it's
in
like,
that time too, before the internet,
hey man.
that
So
shit
it
is
so it's like
crazy, bro. That is real hustle. Like,
you get to the city, lucky if you get to a hotel, you get to the venue, sound check, set
mm,
up the merch, get everything straight, uh get the group maybe to a hotel and whatnot. Cause I started off doing merch and then tour managing and then management. And so,
where,
my thing was just pretty much like uh I never was able to really party at the party. So like my thing was after I went on a tour, it was kind of like I had fun when I got back home and away from, for the most part, from the group. Like I never, like I,
mm,
I really didn't. When I was just doing merch, I was blessed to just do a whole bunch of Europe, like in a very short amount of time, like maybe Europe, like
that's
maybe four
hard.
times in a year, and then starting off in Amsterdam and just really just getting out of my system
That's hard though.
lack of responsibility. But then once the
Mm,
responsibility side of it kicked in, it was just pretty much kind of like uh you have fun when you get back home. You know what I'm saying? And you're which, for me, people will say, I'm kind of world travel, but people say like, well, where's your favorite place? And I'll be like, man, Southern California. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's some pretty places around the world. There's different environments and all that. But
mm,
honestly, I love the South Bay. So you stay from the conversation we had before we got the interview cracking. You stay like over like 101, 405, like that
mm.
side.
Over in the
Man,
valley, yeah,
let me tell you something. We got to chop it up and have lunch, man. It's a
for sure.
whole nother world. So where I stay at is okay. So one end of the 110 is Pasadena. So I
Mm.
stay at the complete other end of the 110, like near San Pedro, Long Beach, like that area. So,
Long Beach.
oh yeah, geographically you probably don't get it, but it's
I
so
know
where
where
I
Long Beach at, but
you said you don't know where Long Beach
I
is?
said I know where Long Beach
Oh,
at.
okay. I was
I
about
know
to
where
say,
Long Beach at for sure.
but the funny thing about it though, uh, before Puffy had his little situation and all that, and whatever, like everybody lives in LA. People just don't like they're on the Encino and Calabasas side of it. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So you can live in LA without going to a Long Beach
for
or
sure. For sure.
or a South Central or whatever. There is a whole nother world in Southern California
Yeah,
or in Los Angeles County, other than the inner city Staples Center and all that. Like
for
there is
sure.
the Encino, like I said, the Encino, the Woodland Hills, the all.
Yeah, all that's right over here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to say I'm probably on that side of town maybe 2 or 3 times a year. You know what I'm saying?
Damn,
And
it's like
and
a
and
whole
a
other world.
meaning is probably attached to it. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. But it's not just whatever.
Mm,
So with that being said, I have a little ritual that I do on Saturdays, and
mm,
I listen to albums and in their entirety. And my purpose is, I feel like the art of listening to an album is almost like cursive handwriting or hieroglyphics, where like it's almost outdated. Like people don't do it. You know what I'm saying? But a
yeah.
lot of people, I don't think it's that the albums lack what it takes. I think it's more like the way that people process music, their attention spans aren't trained to listen to something from the beginning to the end. Where like, I'm definitely probably, I'm 53. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, I'm I remember albums with skits, and you have your favorite parts, and the whole little
Yeah.
woo woo woo. So uh with the contemporary music right now, it's just very difficult for me to listen to it. And
Uh-huh.
so the first thing that came to mind was kind of on some not hater type stuff, but it was kind of like, man, I just I can't listen to this. But I had a homeboy, and I've told this story on the podcast a million times, but it
Mm,
gives context. Uh I had a homeboy who's a DJ. He's DJ radio. He DJs like on a huge podcast right now. He also DJs clubs and private events. Woo, woo, woo.
mm.
And I had my business partner. He has a matter of fact, we're gonna have you come down and check it out. Store 2 for 2, which is in Pasadena, which is like a vintage retail store. They sell records, gear,
Oh, for
art,
sure. Oh
whole
yeah.
little nine. And we did an event. And so my thing was to bring the entertainment. So I hired my boy to come and spin. And so I think we had some other DJs going on, and I had kind of pulled him to the side, and I was like, "Dude, you're on this podcast and da da da," and I was like, how do you listen to that? Like, the new music, like whatever. And he said, I said, "How do you find something dope?" And he was like, "No, you're listening to it wrong." And I was kind of like, listening to it wrong. I mean, what he said, well, when you listen to it, you're probably holding it up to the standard of, let's say, like some golden era hip hop or some music in the 80s, where you'd have like a dope beat, dope hook, dope lyrics, some singing and rapping and da da da. And he said, well, with the music that the younger guys are making now, you may be lucky to just get one. You know what I'm saying? And so when you listen to it, don't listen to it like you're just trying to have every facet of the music
Mm,
the way that people used to make music.
for
You
sure.
just kind of have to appreciate what you can get out of it. And then once I started listening to music like that, I was like, dang, it is some dope dudes. But not to take it away, man, I'm a huge fan of Griselda, which, man, they got some dope rapping, they got some dope beats, they got, you know, the whole little thing. So with that being said, what's the last album you listened
Man, I don't even really listen to albums like that.
to?
But I was just on a flight, a 15-hour flight from Taiwan like 5 days ago. I spent 2 weeks in Taiwan. And on the way back on this 15-hour flight, I'm like, let me do something I don't do. I'm about to go and listen to some of these albums. So it's crazy that you asked me that. And the last album I listened to was Off the Wall Michael Jackson, front to
Okay.
back. And I realized, oh, this is a dance album. Because when I'm young, I'm just listening to it. I never listened to it front to back, like to really like listen. I'm like, oh, so this is like a really good dance album. It's called Off the Wall, Get Off the Wall. And I thought like, damn, because I'm doing like EDM these days. I've been
Okay.
transitioning to EDM. And I'm like, damn, this is dance music. And I'm like, it's 2025 and I'm doing electronic dance music because I was feeling some correlations to the way I feel in the EDM music I make to that album. And then right before I listened to that album, I listened to the Last Jackson's album with him and all his brothers. So I kind of seen that transition of him like it was like a lot of love songs and slower ballads in that song in that. And then to know what Michael Jackson turned to the king of pop and then listening to Off the Wall front to back, I was just like, damn, this is that transition to him. Like, yeah, then this is before the really superstardom, but this was him that had to prove it to all his brothers and everything. So yeah, that's the last album I listened to, Off the Wall front to back, and it was amazing to me,
So
man.
I'm gonna drop a couple jewels. Uh, so for one, if you really want to listen to a dope Michael Jackson album,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I don't know if it's the name of the album or this is a song on it. But if the album's not called Human Nature, find the album that Michael Jackson has that has Human Nature on it, and you will see
Yeah.
so much Pharrell and the way that he processes music and the way he makes like how music feels. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mm-hmm.
one. And then Michael Jackson's cheat code was a lot of disco, which
Yeah.
which disco
There was
that
a lot of
beat.
disco on that one, man.
Now, my second time to Amsterdam in about 98, I want to say 97 or 98. It was my second time to Amsterdam, and I saw two artists take advantage of because at first it was R&B remixes that were dance music, and it was Usher and Beyonce. Those were the two people that really took advantage of having these European cats remix their stuff because that was
Mm-hmm.
kind of how Europe could digest it. Not that Europe didn't appreciate or couldn't understand R&B, but I saw it. I saw because like um in Amsterdam, I don't think they had MTV at the time. They might have had MTV on one channel, but it wasn't like the MTV that we had where it was just like all day. It was just like a little bit, but they had their own kind of music video channels or whatever. But I specifically remember Usher and Beyonce really coming with the art with the dance remixes, and I just saw how people got into it. And then people back in the states now we've always had house music, but I'm saying dance music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like dance music is dance music, and house house music is house music. But that's dope that you're on the EDM. And as a
Mm-hmm.
matter of fact, uh Augie, man, I've seen so, and we're gonna get into Augie. But so anyway, he's the next question. We can actually transition into him now.
Yeah.
I've seen Augie grow from a hip hop producer to really making some real EDM music, like not
Yeah.
someone trying to make EDM music or
Yeah.
an interpolation of EDM music, but him making some music because he so I met Augie through my partner Brown, and
Mm-hmm.
they linked up. I want to say we linked up with Augie maybe 2004 or so, and we did some business with him, but I think it was like he might have been helping us sell some music in Japan or something like that, or CDs in Japan at the time when CDs were going on and whatnot. And
Yeah.
then, from there to him being a really good DJ to being a dope DJ. And
Mm-hmm.
then I'll say in the last maybe from what I heard, now he could have done more, but like from what I heard, maybe last 7 6 7 years transitioning into the EDM thing to where like he'll send over beats and I'll hear Brown, doing his thing, and I'm kind of like, damn, he's doing
Yeah.
that thing with. And then also I think Augie's cheat code was DJing at the Mayan. I don't know if he still DJs at the Mayan, but years ago there was a club called the Mayan downtown, and it was
Mhm.
kind of like a they played a lot of EDM and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So he, being a DJ, he got to really
Yeah, he was in the
get
field with it.
exactly get the way that an audit like, and then there'd probably be at any given time between 600 and 1,000 people there on a Friday or a Saturday night, and him
Sure.
being able to understand the way people
Mhm.
interacted with that kind of music and the culture. But how did you meet Og?
I met Augie through an artist. I don't know if you're familiar with Vanchi Ferrari. And we've been making music. He's from Jamaica, but we've been making music for like 7, 8 years. And about, I want to say a year or two ago, he got me hip to Augie. Augie was doing like mixes for some mastering. And then we ran into each other at the studio and then we just started cooking up,
Dope.
and then yeah, the relationship just grew.
Well, nah, you're definitely in good company, man. You're in good company. I love Augie to death. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Definitely. I've just seen so much like over, and when I say growth, I don't mean it in a way like he's some tadpole or he's not whatever. Like I
Mhm.
said, I've known Augie since like 2004, so I've seen
Yeah,
like the transition. But the dance music he makes, man, I like.
it's incredible.
Oh, for sure.
It's incredible, bro. We got some crazy, incredible music in the works. I'm gonna send you some stuff, like just for you to hear. Like, bro, I'm so excited for this, and like, I love hip hop, and I'm never gonna stop making music that like just feel right to me. But making dance music
You
is
don't
just
have
a
to.
freedom. It's like,
Oh man, you
and
you
then I'm
don't.
seeing this culture. I didn't know,
Ah,
man. There's so much culture, like worldwide culture behind like just dancing,
hey
dance,
man.
music in different type of lanes. Like you know it though, because you done seen the world
But
behind
but you but,
it.
but even without that, I listen to about 6 hours of house music a day.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And then one of my younger employees, he's not a straight up, he's not a rave head, but I don't think he'd be so. Well, you know what? I don't even know his personal life. I was gonna say I don't think I see him at Burning Man, but I might see him at Burning. Like I don't even see that side of it, but I do know he loves the Dom Dollars and he loves
Yeah.
the Kevin the Tame Impalas and like like
Hmm.
all of that. And it's so funny because when he first started working for me, because my business partner, Brown, he does stuff with the Gorillas and he's, done electric music with Augie and all this kind of stuff. So when he first started working for me, um, Brown had did this song called New Gold with the Gorillas and Tame Impala. And I thought I was doing something like, hey man, I'm gonna hip you to, you know, Tame Impala and this electronic music and da 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 da. And so he really let me think for about 3 months that I had turned him on to some dance music.
Hmm.
And then I kind of let him have control of the musical selections and whatnot. And I was like, oh man, he just let me feel like I turned him on to something. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me this. What medium do you use to find new music?
Hmm. For me, I'm not really even searching like that. I let people send me stuff. If it just come into my algorithm, like I'm one of them
But I'm
people who
saying
just trust the word.
Spotify,
Oh yeah,
YouTube.
Spotify,
Okay.
YouTube, but I'm not actively searching. If I'm looking on TikTok. Like I end up looking a nigga up or looking a song up because I seen it on TikTok.
Okay. Okay. So we gonna spin the record back a minute. Your first MC name.
Jones Hero, JONESHERAUX. And it
Okay.
was so hard for people to get that shit. But I was just trying to be different. I liked it. Some people still like it to this day. but I had to go more mainstream with my name and my approach.
So tell me this: your partners, when they found out that you were doing EDM, what was that like?
At this point,
Not at this point. That's not what we're talking about.
I don't know. Yeah, it's really at this point though, because everybody, I know everybody don't like it, but everybody know how I maneuver. If they ain't supporting me, they just kind of hating away, and I don't even see that shit.
But I'm
So,
saying, but I'm saying not now. I'm not saying not now. You're a little established, not catching flights to Taiwan and all that. I'm talking about
but
when
see,
it
I just started going EDM. This is
ah
new. My first release is December 5th with DJ Augie.
ah okay.
Yeah,
Well, oh man, well you starting off with a cool little cheat code though. So no, they
yeah.
gonna get it. Oh, well, shoot.
So it's cool, but I'm coming from a rap background, and I've been through the phases, the street phase, like being outside. I'm married now, so like I've been through a lot of different phases, and my music reflected all those eras. But I mainly like being a writer because I can be in any of those places on the track without worrying about how it reflects. Because with rapping, as far as like albums, when you're doing front to backs and you creating those bodies of work, that's personal. You have to make a cohesive story. It has to relate to your life. It got to be real. They got to feel it. And that's one thing I love about hip hop. But that's something like right now, I'm not in that place. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, I'm in a place where I just want to create freely. And so that's why I love the EDM. But I will come back and make an album if I feel like I got something to say to really add. Because right now, hip hop is just so, at least I ain't gonna say hip hop, I'm gonna say rap. It's the same boring shit right now. And ain't nobody bringing nothing new. And if you is, it's just your experiences. So whoever feel you, gonna feel you. But as far as the whole sonically ecosystem of it, man, y'all can have that. For now, y'all can have that, man. It ain't what it was.
Nah, hey
I'm a
man, I get it. I get it. My partner Brown, man, he got his own style of music and it
yeah.
embodies hip hop. He'll rock some golden era stuff. He'll
Hmm.
rock some new wave because he's a producer too. So he'll rock some
Yeah.
new wave sound and stuff. He'll do some house music over to the
Hmm.
EDM. So he
That's hard.
yeah, he's not gonna be in a jar. Like you're not gonna
No jars, man.
you're not gonna jar him. You know what I'm saying? And it's so funny because I've seen people, you know, as his manager and kind of like on a fly in the wall or fly on the wall and not
Hmm.
really me. I'm proud of him, but I know when to toot the horn and when to just sit back and listen to conversations and whatnot.
Hmm.
But what I get a kick out of is people see him jump into these different arenas, but the level of what he does is always at that level. And they're just kind of like, damn, but it's if you I don't want to say if you're an artist or a good artist, you're a good, but there are some people,
It's like that.
whatever they do is just gonna be,
Hmm.
it's gonna be that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He blew my mind. As a matter of fact, he did this song with this artist called Manifest on this project called the African Express, which is Damon Albarn from the Gorillas. He gets international artists together, and then they
Hmm.
go like on retreat. So this particular retreat, they were at like a national park. I believe it was a national park in Mexico City, and
Hmm.
you get all these creatives and everybody just kind of like
Yeah.
bounces around. And so kind of the story behind this song that they have that's kind of bubbling right now is they weren't able, so they were in like a rainforest type thing and there was only like one kind of studio room or room that they converted with studio gear or whatever.
Mhm.
So this particular song that they did, they literally had extension cords and power strips and recorded it outside, like outside,
Yeah.
the whole nine, and really recorded a dope tune with a world feel, man. Like
Mhm.
with a world feel. But anyway, man, I'm proud of my dude, man. But
That's hard.
he's on the wave. But I say this to you as a younger artist, like, man, don't let anybody jar you up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just do what you do and just bring that level up with it. And I say, don't count hip hop out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're on EDM right now, but you
Yeah.
can just I, I I talk to somebody every day and I see them at least 4 times a week that they just make good music, man, with whatever they messing with. And it's not, when you hear it, it's not like somebody trying to do this or trying to do that. Literally, like when they're doing whatever they're doing, they're bringing that thing to it,
Yeah.
and
The
it's all right.
sauce. The sauce.
Nah.
Yeah, it's just like that, bro.
So moving on, um, does today's generation have it in them to stand for anything?
Yes,
Okay, that's
they do.
encouraging.
They have it in them. It's a
That's
lot
in,
of people out here. Everybody just gotta like. We just need more dialogue. You feel me? That's what I think. Cause it's a lot of people that just they're not activated because ain't nobody saying the right shit. But we got what it take. It's a lot
okay.
of people who got what it take. We need the right leaders. You know.
All right, I could have a slice of that. So when I was in middle, well, you know, we didn't even have those when I was in middle school. Shoot, ours was, we just had the radio. But for
Mhm.
you, what was your middle school soundtrack?
Man, we had the MP3 players. For me,
I
it
was gonna
was
say
a lot.
iPod.
Yeah, the iPod. It was a lot of The Dream,
Okay.
T-Pain, Soldier Boy, Drake had just came out, Carter 3, Lil Wayne. Oh man, it was a time.
It's great to hear you say this because once again, spinning the record back to Brown, not that we have a debate, but those artists that you're talking about, he'll like, not now, but let's just say 5 or 6 years ago, I would just kind of say like Lil Wayne and whatnot. I'll just kind of be like, you know, Lil Wayne is, he's cool, but he's whatever. And then Brown will be like, nah, man, he created a wave. Like he really had a wave.
He
But but
created
I'll
a legendary way.
but I'll tell you the artist that you mentioned that and I'm not jocking him because he just did a podcast and everybody's kind of on him for just whatever. But man, T-Pain singing without auto tune, man, I'll say he's one of the greatest of our generation right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you heard him sing without auto tune?
Yes, I have. He can
Ah,
sing. He can
man,
sing.
man. He to me, T Pain without auto tune will pull something out of a person similar to how a gospel singer will pull something out of a person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The way, like with those, though, with that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
With
no, for
that
sure.
thing
He
that he
got
does.
soul. He got
Yeah,
soul.
yeah, an amazing,
For
an
sure.
amazing, amazing artist. So, uh, your senior year in high school, you're
Mm.
about to graduate, or you might not have.
I
But we gonna
didn't.
say your senior, we gonna say your senior year in high school. What did you think your path was gonna be after that?
Man, I knew I was gonna make music. And I was lying to myself and lying to everybody that I was gonna be a graphic designer. But I was a graphic designer in the long run because I just always been good with computers. I did the whole process. But I was lying to myself and to my folks because they didn't want to hear me say, I'm making music. I'm gonna be a rapper.
dude.
But I knew it, and we came back 11th grade. Everybody was signing up. It was the first day in class, 11th grade. Everybody got to write what they want to be because we about to like apply for colleges. And then we stood up, and I told everybody, I don't need no college. I'm gonna be a rapper. And the class just laughed at me. I was so serious. They thought I was laughing. They thought I was class clown, and I'm like, nah, like for real.
I had
And
a
like that's it what it is. I'm glad I'm here now and still doing it.
I had a buddy tell me, well, at the time he was my homeboy. He told me he wanted to be an entertainer, had to be 11th grade in high school. And I remember telling him, I said, man, you better focus on a real job. You know what I'm saying? Like you over there,
Yeah.
you over there,
DJ
you're like,
Greg C
you,
said that.
oh man, I was like, you better work on a real job. And the funny thing about it, um, I always hustled and I worked. Like I always worked and hustled. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like I've always just been that kind of cat where I gotta stay in motion. Like to this day, like I can't sit still. Like I gotta stay in motion. But I'm gonna
so
tell you what earned my respect. And I'll give a little bit of Brown's story. Um, before they had their record deal, he was living in this studio, and his meal based off of an allocation of like $1 or $2 a day back in like 989 990, like around 90. He would have a choice of a AM PM burger or like a taco. And that was his meal, like for the day. And I
mm,
remember me being a hustler and looking at that, and I was just kind of like, man, if somebody could want something that bad that they would sacrifice not having a job and just literally work on a craft, and part of their sacrifice was like, I don't know if you ever had one, dude, but an AM PM hamburger was horrible, man. They were horrible. They're probably horrible today, but I'm sure they're probably better today than they were before. Not saying they're more
yeah,
healthier or just whatever, but
yeah,
me seeing that sacrifice, the level of respect I had was just kind of like, that's different. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even
mm,
today, if you saw somebody making a super sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? You might
mm,
not like what they're doing, you might not get what they're doing, but for the sacrifice, you gotta respect it. You know what I'm
so
saying? Like you gotta respect it. So, you being a EDM artist, songwriter, whole nine, how important is social media to what you do?
I like social media. I think it's pretty important, but I try not to make it my number one importance thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm trying to get to the point where I can monetize, but the more I grow in a community that can feed me, then the less I feel like I need that, you know? I would love to use it just to record what I'm doing, you know, like, and then just posting it, and that's what whatever it does, instead of intentionally trying to get attention on
Yeah, no, I
it.
get
Yeah.
it. I get it. I mean, I'm not the best at it for sure, but I deal
Mm,
with it for like my intentional use of social media is in in regard to the podcast. You know what I'm saying? For the most
mm,
part. But
mm.
like and it's so funny because today um I was having a conversation with Brown. I was having a conversation with Brown before he went to the studio to do what he had going on, another studio to do what he had going on. But I had I had went to Instagram and if you ever want to know about somebody, you can look at their social media and it'll tell everything, man. It'll tell what the interests are, the woo woo woo,
Mhm.
and it was just political stuff, just like all the stuff. And he's like, dude, you listening to that? What you? He's like, and I'm kind of like, well, shoot, that's not all I look at on social media, but
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 yeah,
your algorithm ain't gonna lie on you.
it's
You
gonna
know what I'm
show
saying?
you.
Your algorithm ain't gonna lie on you, man. Nah, that's dope. What's the best advice anybody's ever given you?
Man, all right. I can't tell you the best, but I can tell you the best last advice that was the best last advice I got.
Yeah.
I was going to work in this diaper factory. I was down bad. This is after a lot of good stuff had happened for me in music, and I never thought I was gonna work a regular job again. And I worked several shitty jobs, and this was the best of the shitty jobs I was about to get. The factory, the diaper factory. And my first day, this lady looked at me and she was just like, "Well, you are so handsome. I've been here 20 years. Don't be here long, baby." And then I was just like, "You right, OG. I'm about to stamp my paper." And in that, I used that job to get back to where I had to get my
That's the
whip, get my
catalyst.
apartment, get my equipment, boom, and I was set back into what I wanted to do. But instead of getting caught and comfortable, because it would have been so easy. But
Oh
that
yeah.
I heard it every day, like while I was working. Don't be here long, baby. And I'm like, dog, I'm so glad I met that lady. Cause I before that, I'm meeting so many dudes who like, yeah, bro, you be here 10 for you be driving one of these, da, 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 yeah, yeah, da, da. Like, and it's like, okay, this shit cool. But it was nowhere near my path, you know.
That's it's interesting you say that. My father, my family's from Brookhaven, Mississippi. So
Hmm.
my father's pathway to California was kind of like, so he knew my mom since the third grade. They both small town, two, I'll say 2 blocks, not, yeah, two different sides of town. From two different sides of town. So my father came out here with, he came out here, but my mother had already moved, but she moved to San Diego, and my father had moved to LA to be with his people.
Hmm.
So once they hooked up, had my sister, got married, uh, my father, because he came from a family of 8 children, and I think all the children, maybe 6 of the 8 children were out here, maybe 6 or 7 of the 8 children were out here,
Hmm.
and his brother was like, "Oh man, I can get you a job at the toilet factory." You know what I'm saying? Which
Hmm.
was it was a lot of hard work, like dust. It was American standard, so it was the way he explained it to me. It was just your hands hurt, your feet hurt,
Hmm.
dust everywhere.
Long
And
hours.
back then, I don't even think they really wore masks like that. So you just inhaling all this stuff and all that. And after the first day, my father said, the way the story goes, he told his brother, "I don't know what you got to do with me, but I can't tell Ernestine that I quit this job, but you're going to have to do something and make it, I can't come back here and you're going to have to do something." So that was the end of that work. And from
Yeah.
that, he followed one of his older brothers into like more entrepreneurial stuff, which kind of like, paved his way. But uh
Word.
what I would tell a lot of younger artists back in the day that wanted, because it's an interesting thing about artists. Some artists have this privilege about them where they feel like, man, I don't want to work a job. I'm great. I can write a dope song. I can sing. I just need to be there. You know what I'm saying? And I would tell them like, man, get you a job you don't like, and while you're making you some money, think about every day how you're gonna not be there. Like you're gonna do something to pull yourself up out of it, or just
Hmm.
move yourself on. So
Yeah,
I think jobs that you don't like build character like a mug, man. You
for
know what
sure. I think every man deserves to be put through that. But now I do a job that's more comfortable. So that's ours. I make more money. I use my brain more. Like it's them is out here too. So yeah, it ain't. It's all good.
Yeah. So hold on one second. I live in the hood. We got things going on. So sirens and whatnot. But you know, for me, uh when you're passionate about something, it's like you're not even working. You know what I'm saying?
For
Like I
sure.
literally have to keep myself away from my office. Like I have to force myself to just not be there because I could
Yeah.
just be there in this little wonderland of infinite, infinite stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's kind of like, dude, you got to give yourself a break. You got to give your mind a break. Like you're gonna burn out.
So
So on to the next part. So a year after I graduated from high school, I was working a job in a mall. Always did retail. Always did sales. Sales was my thing. So this
well,
person that used to be my homeboy hit me up on a Friday, and he worked at Wendy's, and he said, "Yo, man, there's some dudes up here, and this was like 1990. It had to, yeah, it was probably 90. It was the beginning of like, you know what? It might have been 89, but around September of 89, around September of 89. So anyway, he hit me up and I always worked a job and he worked jobs, but never like, I'm not gonna say he didn't work jobs as cool as me, but I always worked jobs where I was kind of making a little something, a little bit.
yeah, where
But
you was
he,
working at in the
but he
mall?
was working at Wendy's, so he was like, "Yo, man, come up here. It's some dudes. You know, they uh they got some camcorders. Now, this was back when a camcorder, like you had nobody had cell phones back then. Like if you had a cell phones, I think back then was like $5 a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, we talking, way back. So anyway, so he's like, yo, man, these dudes up here, uh, they got these camcorders, uh, bust your check, and then he got three. You get two, get one for me, and I'll pay you back when I get paid. So I was like, okay, cool. I was like, man, a camcorder, and he sold them to us for like maybe $300 a piece. And so, you know, if you had a camcorder in '89, you might as well had like, man, you might as well had a XLR, whatever the dope high definition camera
Mm,
to shoot a movie on. You might as well have something you could shoot a Netflix like a
yeah.
Netflix special on. So anyway,
So
I go to Bank of America, bust my check, I drive over to Wendy's, and the dude says, "Yo, man, I got these camcorders. I only got three left. My dudes, they hopped on a train and they were throwing the boxes off the train, and my other dude was catching them. And so, I got these camcorders, and I'll hook you up, but I can only let you get three of them. So I was like, okay, cool. So we buy the camcorders, or we didn't do nothing. I bought the camcorders with my
so,
whole month check. My whole month check. It was like the check might have been like $980 or something like that. It wasn't even, I wasn't working full time. It was like a $980 check. So anyway, we get the camcorders. When we were about to get into my car and leave, homeboy was like, "Yo, man, I don't know if we've been followed, blah 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 blah." You know what I'm saying? Just go your way. It was cool, blah blah blah. So we go to my house, and I live like 5 minutes away from the Wendy's or whatever. We go to my house, we go to my room, we excited, we start unwrapping, and when we unwrap, this was the candy in the package. I
no.
still got all three of them. Three bricks,
No.
3 bricks nicely wrapped up with the best. It was Circuit City at the
No.
time. 3 bricks with the whole little Circuit City whoop de whoop. Da 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 da.
Oh,
And that was,
man.
but you know what? I'm very glad I learned that lesson at that time. That
For sure.
it didn't feel good at the time because shoot, $1,000 back then, shoot, it might have well been $3,000 or $4,000. You know what I'm saying? And of course, he didn't pay me back. You know, of course, that was down to the character of who the dude was. So I tell you that belaboring story to ask you the question. Um, that was my monkey hustle moment. That was I got monkey hustled. So for you, what's the craziest monkey hustle that you experienced or you saw somebody experience that you could talk about?
Mm,
You done lived some life. I know it's something up in there. You done seen something.
man. That was crazy though. The brick story is so crazy. And you still got the bricks. You got the
Oh, go have them. Go have those my trophies, man. Those are my
Yeah,
passions.
no, that was super good. Damn, man. I done seen a lot of shit, some shiesty ass shit. So, but I don't know if it'd be like a monkey hustle moment because, well, I guess kind of, because I'm like, damn, y'all getting them like that. All right, so this is a funny one that I didn't know people was doing. Um, I come to LA, I link up with some of the homeboys. They in the streets or whatnot. They getting some bags, weed and shit to send back home. And they putting like baking soda on the shit, shifting it down and shit.
To make it look like crystals.
Make it look like Chris. And get the weight up.
Oh,
Putting it through the strainer.
oh man. Man.
Oh man, hit him with the okie doke, man.
Oh man. That's well, they lucky that was then. And these days, that's
That
enough
was
for a fool to
dead, bro.
hop on a plane or hop on a Greyhound bus. You know what I'm saying? They come and try to
Yeah,
see
man, for
somebody.
sure. For sure.
Oh
For
yeah.
sure, man.
Yeah.
For
I'll take
sure.
that. I'll take that as a monkey hustle.
We can take that as a bucket hustle.
Yeah, I'll take that.
But
Um,
as far as learning a lesson,
yeah.
I guess it'll be like you in Georgia, you they be doing the shit like what is it, like 3 car Monty or some shit. All in the streets. They like got to put the car, what's you on a bet, da 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 da. All them motherfuckers was together. And when I seen that, I was like, oh, they gonna get everybody every day. Like, it's a hustle. Your card
So
ain't never there.
I could arrogantly say I've never been street hustled, but I think them 3 bricks that I'm looking down on right there is enough for you know what
Man,
I'm
that was the biggest 3 car
saying?
Monty.
That's enough. Yeah, that's enough to
That
that I
was
don't.
cold blooded.
Oh yeah, yeah. It
That
was
was cold
dude.
blooded.
They even down to the point of where they was like, "Yo, man, when you get in your car, just leave. Make sure you're not being followed, because you know what I'm saying." I was like,
Hit her with
"Dang."
the okie
Ah, man, and
doke.
I felt like a lollipop, man. They
But that
licked
one
me.
is funny because that one is wholesome and anybody could relate to that. And you was just busting your check down, your honest bread for these camcorders. Ah,
And
they fucked up.
the coldest part about it is the dude that sucked me into it straight step to the and you know what, man, our friendship should have ended right there. It shouldn't have took so long for me to end that friendship.
For
That
sure.
friendship really should have ended right there.
For
But
sure.
it was cute. It seemed like it was harmless. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
oh man. So
Man,
moving along, where were you at when the COVID lockdown went down?
I was in a penthouse down here in Hollywood with my boys, man, in the Airbnb. And we was just looking on the news like, damn, they can't kick us out.
Oh man.
And
So
we was
tell me,
looking down, like, damn, it's a
so what
pandemic going on down there.
so what positive for you came out of being at the penthouse Airbnb that you couldn't get kicked out of during COVID?
It was just, it was, it just felt kind of cool. It was
Songwriting?
like the reality. Yeah, of course, we songwriting everywhere. Everywhere
Okay.
I went, every time I was in an Airbnb, which was a lot, I brought my studio. I had my microphone and my studio set up with me, and my people, my producers with me. Like we moving like a camp, like a unit, like, and that's how we got a lot of attention in the industry multiple times just by the way we was moving. Like I'll pull up my studio anywhere. Like your homeboy was recording outside, like I record outside. I recording this here. Like,
Okay.
yeah, been doing that for a long time. So definitely made a lot of dope records. But it was just the energy. I feel like creating the energy was the most important part that led to the opportunity. So being in there symbolically in that moment when the rest of the world was panicking, and to even if we was delusional, we was really living in that delusion because we was on top of the world and not involved in the pandemic for the however many weeks that was. And I remember my mom calling me like, "I hope y'all safe and shit." I'm like, "Mama, I'm in a penthouse right now. I hope y'all safe."
I made it, mama. I made
Like,
it.
and that was that moment, you know. But yeah,
Nah,
after
that's
that, the pandemic wasn't that bad for me. I ain't gonna lie.
oh man, me too. I made masks, I made face masks, I hustled masks, and then
Mm-hmm.
I had a partner that owned three dispensaries,
Mm-hmm.
three legal dispensaries, and he started me doing labels. I was doing labels for him, and
That's
so I
hard.
bubbled me outsourcing labels to actually getting label equipment to do labels and banners and all that stuff in house.
That's hard.
So I was able to kind of, I was blessed, what I'm saying,
Bless for sure.
to be able to pivot. All right. This is one I should have asked you earlier, but I'm gonna hit you now, and I know it's gonna be interesting based on uh let's just say I know it's gonna be interesting. Your favorite hip hop movie?
Mm. It's between Straight Outta Compton and Notorious.
Nah, that's hey man, that's
But
that.
I would have to say just Notorious because it's my favorite. I ain't gonna lie. It ain't the best movie, but it's my favorite.
I tell you what, Notorious was a cool movie. I'll say, man, her name. She she was a fine actress, man. She was a lot younger in that Natari uh
Yeah, Notorious, not
uh
something like that. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because she was in Power.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Yeah. When she got the
yeah.
power, it was kind of like the old, not
The
saying,
older, yeah, yeah,
but in Notorious, she was like that raw because she wasn't all made
yeah.
up. You know what I'm saying? It was just a
Hmm.
beautiful, nice dark. You know what I'm saying? A beautiful,
Yes.
nice dark, almost kind of innocent. In it, well, at the beginning, I guess, kind of innocent, but
Yeah,
yeah, I would say,
it was cool how they did it. Like her, and then of course my man Jamal who played Biggie
yep,
was hard. And then of course Angela Bassett. I mean, like, yeah, they carried it.
yep.
They carried it.
All right,
Yeah.
we gonna wind it down to the last two questions, my brother. If you had a biopic, what would be the name of it?
I don't know why. I feel like it'll be something like Keep Up with Jones or something. I don't know, something like along the lines of that. Just off the top of my head, I feel like it had to be worked on a little bit, but I always like like the phrase "Keep Up with the Joneses."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that, or just Keep Up, starring just Jones, because they gonna know, something like that.
And who would play you?
Who would play me? You know who I would want to play me? My dude who plays Snowfall.
Which one?
The main nigga, the dark skinned nigga. He played Franklin. He could play me. I'll let that nigga play me.
he went. He went for the star. He went for the star. Nah, hey
Debs and
man, I'm not.
Idris.
Hey, I'm not
Debs and
mad
Idris
at you.
could play my story. Cause my story hard. I ain't gonna lie. Can't anybody just play my story? That's gonna be crazy. But he gotta be young enough. That's why I picked him. He can't be like one of the older cats. He gotta
Yeah.
be somebody who's fresh in the game. But he gotta be star power. That's the first person I could think of. Or you know who could play me too?
Huh.
Lakeith Stansfield. I think that's how he says his name.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and he from LA. Well, he's not. He's from the IE.
He could play me. Cause I'm a silly nigga too. And I think he could convey that
Dude,
in a way that
you
nobody else could.
you know what movie he was in that was dope? He played a twin, and it was in biblical days.
The Book of Clarence one?
Yes.
Yeah, he was
The
dope in
Book
that one.
of Clarence was a good one, man.
Yeah. He
That
always
was a good one.
yeah, that shit was crazy. For sure.
Nah, that's
Classic.
dope. So nah, man, we made it through. I'll say that I'm gonna forever have to give Augie his props, man. He
For sure, man.
when he connected us in the group text message, I really didn't know what I was in for. But
For sure.
uh I'm not gonna say Augie don't miss, but he got some good ones in him, man. And you definitely one of the good ones. And I look forward to checking your music and just
Yeah, man.
and shoot. Now that like I said, I'm at the other end, so nah, should we'll hook up and grab a bite. You know what I'm
Yeah, we
saying?
go
And
connect. I want to see you some music too. And I want to see what you be listening to. You say you be listening to house music
oh
all the time.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you know.
nah, for sure. No, definitely for sure. So if people want to find you, where can they find you and find your music?
You can find me on Instagram at JXSTJONES, Just Jones. The same on YouTube, same on Spotify, Just Jones. On TikTok, Just Jones on TikTok. Everything else, Just Jones.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
And
sir.
once again, the spelling.
JXSTJONES.
Okay, dope,
Yes,
dope.
sir.
Nah, man. With that being said, this is another episode of Splendid Radio on Farside TV.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, just I appreciate the conversation, the insights,
Appreciate you having me, bro. For
a
real.
whole nother point of view. Once again, man, we gonna prop Augie up. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I've thrown up the bat signal to Augie, he's always come in above average. You know what I'm saying? Always above average. Has a great relationship with Brown. Constantly, uh, he got something with this EDM thing, man. He
Yeah, I
really
think
got.
he's trying to get one with me and Brown together. I think he's
Oh,
trying to get that in the
I can
works
see
too.
it. I can see it. I can see his little mastermind working. Like, okay, we gonna put just with Greg, and then we gonna make it happen. That's it. It's just gonna be a no brainer. Yeah, the Brown will do a lot for Augie, man. He,
Hmm.
Augie's family. He's never come way out. And once again, I look at Augie like him coming from Japan,
Man,
still having a little bit of a challenge with the language with the language barrier, but being able to make his way. Like
for sure.
you can't, man. The passion, man. The passion is a
Yeah,
cold
man.
thing, man. It's a
He do what
cold.
he gonna he do what he say he gonna do, man. And he
Yep,
dope. Every
yep, yep. And once again, like I say, uh, he really makes EDM music. Like not to take away from him doing hip hop and the other things he does and whatever, but like he's not a person because you have some people that
they
kind
trying
of
to make
try
it.
to, you know,
They trying to do something.
yeah, no, he's doing it.
That's it.
He is doing it matter of factly. So with that being said, Just Jones, I appreciate you. Thank you for the time. We definitely gonna link after this. I got you locked in.
Yes,
And this has been
sir.
another episode of Splendid Radio on Farside TV. Peace.